Welcome to the Rare Historical Memories channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this one.
In 1912, the Red Sox edged the Giants in a wild 8-game World Series, a seesaw epic that crowned Boston and cemented early baseball's drama, rivalry, and national enchantment. August 9, 1943, Sicily, PFC. Harvey White steadies a plasma bottle over wounded Private Roy Humphrey, battlefield medicine turning terror into hope, a quiet moment of skill, courage, and saving grace. In World War I's Mesopotamia, more than 500,000 Indian soldiers fought beside Commonwealth allies toward victory over Ottoman and German forces, reshaping the Middle East and empire's future. Nevada, 1957, ECA. Reporters and photographers gather near desert blast zones, framing atomic fireballs for a curious world, symbols of Cold War awe, dread, and the perilous theater of nuclear progress. In 1864, age veteran Lemuel Cook sat for a portrait, enlisted since 1775, scarred by battle, living to 106, a fragile bridge to America's founding struggle and enduring memory. In 1925, a lone photographer roamed New York's restless streets, catching steam, neon, and motion, each frame a pulse of modernity, a quiet hymn to a city inventing itself. Chicago, August 1963. Young Bernie Sanders is hauled away during civil rights protests, his defiance recorded before fame, a snapshot of conviction that foreshadowed decades of persistent public service. Vietnam, 1965. Photojournalist Dickie Chappelle lies mortally wounded as a chaplain offers last rites. Her brave lens falls silent, but her trailblazing witness to war endures beyond that field. In 1951, Boston, Hiroshima survivor Shigeki Tanaka breaks the tape, light steps carrying heavy history, his victory a quiet anthem of endurance, reconciliation, and humanity after unimaginable devastation. Skagway, October 1897. Mud thick as hunger. Prospectors shuffle past wooden storefronts, chasing gold and deliverance, each footprint a wager against cold, hardship, and the unforgiving grammar of frontier hope. Naples, 1945. Behind doors, women waded through ration lines and rumors, where survival met circumstance, in a city still echoing boots, bombardments, and farewells, uncertain futures stitched with hope. Dora Mittelbau, April 1945. An ex-prisoner drags a Nazi guard by the hair as stunned American soldiers watch, retribution moments after liberation, justice unbound, rage and relief colliding in daylight. 1860s Fort Moultrie, Confederate gunners heat iron to a fierce glow, forging hot-shot cannonballs to set enemy ships and fortifications ablaze, fire answering sail in coastal duels there. (1944). French resistor George Blind smiles before a German firing squad, a staged intimidation photograph that endures as an emblem of composure, defiance, and the unbroken spirit of resistance. 1934. Hoover Dam rises from Black Canyon, concrete arcing across the Colorado River, a monumental feat of Depression-era resolve to tame water, generate power, and possibility for the West. Darwin, November 12, 1943. B-24 crewmen stretch in hot shade, a brief siesta between 1,000-mile raids, trading monotony and sweat for quiet minutes before engines, maps, and darkness beckon. During a ceremony, Polish leader Władysław Gomułka smiles as a girl passes flowers over a wall. Archival warmth, softening rigid communist pageantry, tenderness threading an otherwise tightly controlled spectacle. Arizona, 1873. A rare photograph of Apache men, unscripted and unposed, catching presence before the camera could teach performance, a window onto endurance, autonomy, and tension along a frontier. Marshall, Texas, 1899. Three women stand elegantly composed, lace and posture framing pride. A studio moment capturing regional grace, self-possession, and aspirations at the turning of a segregated century. For nearly a century, Miss America showcased beauty, talent, and ambition, an evolving mirror of American ideals, controversies, and empowerment, where crowns reflected views on womanhood, opportunity, and aspiration. In 1956, the Miss Correct Posture pageant judged contestants by X-ray, doctors scrutinizing spinal alignment, mid-century faith in science merging beauty, health, and charm into an oddly clinical ideal. In 1967, U.S. Navy pilot John McCain was captured at Hanoi's Truc Bac Lake, a defining ordeal that began years of imprisonment, pain, and the resolve shaping his life. In 1903, Fanny Cochran Smith recorded songs on a phonograph, preserving the final audible traces of Aboriginal Tasmanian language, fragile cylinders carrying memory across time, colonial loss, and silence. In 1923, French troops occupied Germany's Ruhr Valley, enforcing reparations through presence and seizure, an uneasy, punitive interlude that strained economies, stoked resentment, and exposed Versailles' brittle, contested peace. In 1943, waitress Eastine Counter worked as a scaler on Liberty ship SS George Washington Carver, one woman among many, proving wartime industries' muscle depended on empowered female labor. In 1918, turnbuckle girls at Standard Aircraft Corporation tighten wires and fittings, deft hands building America's air power, industrial skill, discipline, and wages redrawing women's roles beyond the factory gates. San Francisco, 1918. An officer scolds a defiant man for ignoring mask laws as influenza surges. Civic patience thins while public health enforcement hardens against fear, fatigue, and mounting casualties. With grave precision, a commandant traces how an atomic blast erases a city. Diagrams, shadows, heat. Didactic terror meant to instruct survival while underscoring the unimaginable stakes of nuclear-age strategy. Imprisoned, John McCain endured torture yet refused early release, loyalty binding him to fellow POWs. Pain became principle, etching a hard-won ethic that shaped his politics and post-war service. Rochester, 1976. David Bowie meets the camera after a marijuana arrest, poise immaculate. A supposed humiliation becomes an indelible, enduring portrait of modern celebrity, style, and untouchable cool. 1954, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Actors sweated inside hulking rubber suits, wrestling water, lights, and practical tricks to conjure terror long before digital wizardry or 3D spectacle reshaped movie monsters. 1880s South Africa. Jack the Baboon operated railway levers with unfailing accuracy for 9 years, earning wages, trust, and legend as a remarkable partner to human diligence and mechanical necessity. Bengal, 1943. Under British rule, famine hollowed millions. Gaunt faces and skeletal bodies indict policy failures, a stark photograph of hunger's arithmetic. crops, supply, indifference, and the unbearable cost of empire. Valenciennes, 1915. German forces harnessed an Indian elephant from Hamburg Zoo to drag timber, an improbable wartime draft animal proving muscle, patience, and adaptation when machines stalled in mud. August 29, 1944. U.S. 28th Infantry Division marches down the Champs-Élysées, Paris newly liberated. Boots, flags, and cheers braid relief with resolve, a city reclaiming breath after occupation's long night. 15-year-old drummer Rasho Crane of the 7th Wisconsin died imprisoned at Andersonville. His grave endures at the National Cemetery, a quiet drumbeat for youth sacrificed to Civil War brutality. San Francisco, 1906, earth buckled, fires roared, silence followed. Neighbors watched dreams collapse into ash as city blocks vanished, a catastrophe rewriting maps, memories, and the fragile bargains of masonry. 12th century Bologna bristled with roughly 180 towers, status stakes piercing sky. One tallest survivor, 97 meters, still anchors the horizon, a stone signature of rivalry, wealth, and medieval civic ambition. 1945 America. A mother and son browse tidy aisles, labels bright with promise. The groceries' abundance signals optimism, refrigerators humming toward normal life after ration books and wartime austerity. December 1917, near Beersheba, the Australian Camel Corps advances at Sharia. Riders balance between endurance and sand, proving desert warfare's strange arithmetic of speed, water, shade, and stubborn patience. In 1927, Adolf Hitler donned Bavarian lederhosen, alpine garb signaling regional heritage. The image blends performance and identity, rural symbolism enlisted to soften and sell a growing political persona. In Belgium's snow-cloaked Krinkelter woods, First Army infantry advance in silence, grim and frostbitten, feeling the counter-offensive press, every step a wager during the Battle of the Bulge. February 14, 1946. ENIAC debuts at Penn. 30 tons of humming valves and cables, accelerating ballistics calculations, and inaugurating the electronic era that reshaped science, warfare, and everyday computation. Somerville's experimental water taxi bobbed along barrels beneath a car body, ferrying riders across rivers, a quirky, hopeful proof that early 20th century tinkerers trusted improvisation as much as blueprints. 1921. He could not see her smile, but felt her hand. A blind veteran's wedding offered witnesses a vow to carry love forward despite darkness, memory, and lingering wounds. June 24, 1944. U.S. combat engineers rumble through Valognes, past the shattered St. Malo Church, Normandy's liberation advancing while rubble testifies to weeks of shelling, fire, and stubborn resistance. In wartime Britain, oversized infant gas masks transform babies into surreal beings, protective cocoons that revealed a nation's dread, ingenuity, and refusal to surrender even its smallest lives ever. May 28, 1946. Klaus Carl Schilling, condemned for lethal malaria experiments on prisoners, is executed. A measure of justice after cold science consigned hundreds to agony, despair, and death. World War II. Princess Elizabeth trades palace for Greece, serving in the Auxiliary Territorial Service as driver and mechanic, a royal asserting duty through sleeves-rolled service beside Britain's citizens. Nebraska, 1888. A family poses before their weathered farmhouse. Toil lines every face, stark testimony to prairie hardship, hope, and the fragile prosperity wrestled from wind, drought, and distance. Manhattan, 1931. Skyscrapers pierced the fog as the Great Depression gripped America. The skyline rose anyway, a steel hymn to ambition in a city refusing to bow. At Fort Sill in 1918, a training balloon suddenly exploded above startled soldiers. The blast revealed the raw peril of early aviation, progress forever shadowed by risk. May 28, 1946, U.S. forces executed Dr. Klaus Schilling for cruel malaria experiments on prisoners. Justice came late, but his fall exposed the horror behind wartime science. Berlin, 1945. In one photo, smiling children beside their mother. In the next, silence inside a bunker. Innocence vanished as a nation's devotion collapsed in fire. 1912. Baseball's earliest catchers donned wire helmets and heavy shields in a bold safety experiment. The strange contraption marked the first step toward the modern armor of the game. Nanjing, 1937. Civilians and captives suffered atrocities beyond comprehension. The massacre's haunting photographs endure as grim witnesses to cruelty no human heart should ever repeat. From 1875 to 1927, women's swimsuits transformed from heavy gowns to sleek freedom. Each fabric fold traced a revolution, fashion mirroring the world's slow march toward liberation. Hamburg, 1963, activists lay flat on the sidewalk, practicing for nuclear attack drills. Their still bodies reflected Cold War dread woven into ordinary European streets. New York, 1912. Crowds filled the stands for the World Series' first game in the city. The crack of the bat echoed America's love affair with baseball's golden dawn. Berlin, February 22, 1962. Robert Kennedy and Mayor Willy Brandt peered through the Berlin Wall. Two men of democracy stared at concrete proof of a world divided. World War II, India. British troops disguised artillery as elephants. This ingenious deception blurred lines between war and culture, proving survival often depends on imagination. Iwo Jima, February 1945. A Marine of K Company charges through volcanic ash, flamethrower blazing. His silhouette became the embodiment of courage in impossible chaos. August 1969. 500,000 souls gathered at Woodstock, their music rising above the mud. That field became a generation's anthem of peace, protest, and unfiltered freedom. Greenland, 1912. Einar Mikkelsen and Ivar Iversen stand hollow-eyed after 30 months stranded in ice. Their frail smiles whisper of endurance wrestled from the edge of madness. 1953, outside a theater showing gentlemen prefer blondes, brunettes staged a playful protest. Their laughter turned into wit, beauty challenging Hollywood's rules with humor instead of anger. September 11, 2001, covered in gray ash, Marcy Borders stood trembling in the ruins. Her haunting photo symbolized survival's cost and a tragedy that never truly ended. World War I, French troops carried pigeons in wicker baskets through mud and gunfire. These fragile messengers bridged silence and survival, keeping hope alive when radios failed. Lisieux, 1944. A French woman pours cider for a British soldier. Amid ruins and rifles, kindness tasted sweeter than victory itself. Humanity reborn in liberation's first sip. In 1886, Geronimo's last warriors posed before surrender, defiance etched in every gaze. The photo froze the fading heartbeat of native resistance against an unstoppable frontier. Before Mr. Bean, 17-year-old Rowan Atkinson studied engineering at Newcastle. Quiet and brilliant, he never knew his calm precision would one day craft global laughter. Waterloo, 1815. Captain George Holmes fell in battle. His wife kept his vertebra and bullet in silver. Love and loss fused into one haunting relic of devotion. Baghdad, July 12, 2007. Helicopter guns thundered over civilians and journalists. Years later, leaked footage exposed laughter amid tragedy and reminded the world that truth bleeds too. Japan, 1963. Engineers unveiled the cat-mew machine to scare rats with glowing eyes and eerie meows. It purred 10 times a minute, technology's strange answer to fear. Landsberg Prison, 1924. Hitler received visitors behind bars, posing as a martyr to his followers. That confined image foreshadowed a darkness soon to engulf Europe. Gallipoli, 1915. Allied troops withdrew from Suvla Bay beneath a shroud of mist. The silent retreat marked failure's price and the unending cost of human ambition. May 10, 1869, at Promontory Summit, East met West as the Golden Spike joined America's first transcontinental railroad. The hammer's ring echoed a nation finely bound by steel. February 19, 1945. Marines of the 5th Division crawled up Iwo Jima's Red Beach toward Mount Suribachi. Each step through black sand wrote a chapter of courage and unbearable cost. March 1945. Wrecked U.S. vehicles lay scattered across Iwo Jima's volcanic fields. The twisted metal whispered the island's price in blood, ambition, and endurance. England, 1943. A nurse gently fits a gas mask on an infant's face. In a world at war, even breathing became a mother's act of defiance against fear. In 1982, Debbie Fields turned a small bakery into the famous Mrs. Fields empire. Her sweet determination baked success from scratch, one cookie and one dream at a time. Virginia, March 1922. Ku Klux Klan members posed as pilots beside a plane. Their staged pride revealed America's dark skies of hate hiding beneath new technology's wings. Verdun, 1916. A battlefield reduced to endless craters and bone-white mud. The earth itself bore witness to a generation consumed by fire and futility. June 1944, Omaha Beach lay secured beneath a gray dawn. Its silent sands became sacred ground, marking the turning tide that began Europe's long road to freedom. February 17, 1923, Tutankhamun's tomb was opened after 3,245 sealed years. The Boy King's untouched treasures revealed Egypt's ancient heartbeat and humanity's hunger for immortality. France, January 31st, 1945, Eddie Slovik faced a firing squad for desertion. Among thousands spared, he stood alone. the war's final lesson in duty and mercy's silence. April 1945. Skeletal survivors at Buchenwald stared into the camera's lens. Their hollow faces became proof that memory itself must never be allowed to die. Los Angeles, 1928. Federal agents uncovered whiskey hidden inside a lumber truck. Beneath Prohibition's rigid laws, America's thirst fueled an underground world of cunning and survival. A wax figure of Thomas Wetters preserves his extraordinary 7.5-inch nose, the largest ever recorded. What began as curiosity became a strange testament to human fascination with difference. Lorient, July 1945. General Charles de Gaulle greeted children among the ruins. Their smiles met his salute, capturing France's rebirth 2 months after surrender and devastation. Soviet countryside, 1928. Peasants leaned close to a radio, hearing voices from afar for the first time. Wonder filled their faces as silence gave way to modern sound. Japan, late 1800s. A female samurai stood poised in armor, sword at her side. Her calm gaze defied centuries of silence, revealing strength long written out of history. Paris, 1905. Human zoos displayed people from colonized lands as exotic exhibits. Behind the fences, Europe's illusion of superiority exposed its deepest moral decay. Mexico, 1913. A revolutionary soldier crouched beneath his horse to survive incoming fire. In the dust and chaos, ingenuity became the only shield against death. Ardennes, 1944. An Allied soldier reached for a dog's paw amid the frozen mud. That brief touch of warmth softened the coldest winter of war. Strasbourg, November 1944. A French woman embraced an American liberator. Her joy against ruined walls captured the fragile triumph of humanity over occupation. May 25, 1945, a U.S. soldier examined a gold statue hidden in Göring's mountain cache. The glittering treasure revealed greed's decay beneath the ashes of a fallen empire. In 1949, a Barnum and Bailey clown stood still as a fly landed on his nose. Behind painted smiles, the photo revealed comedy's quiet loneliness between applause. Italy, 1877. An iceman pushed his cart through dusty streets, children chasing behind. Amid poverty and heat, a few frozen treats carried the taste of simple joy. Brazil, 1960. Brasilia rose from red earth, a city drawn from pure geometry. Its concrete wings symbolize modern Brazil's daring leap toward the future. New York, 1959, outside the Federal Reserve, people paused amid towering facades. Orman Geely's lens caught a moment where elegance met the relentless rhythm of power. Moscow, early 1900s, trams rumbled across Red Square beside onion domes and horse carts. The photograph framed Russia's turning age, where ancient ritual met the pulse of progress.